Stunning testimony by Fani Willis, the district attorney in Georgia, who has spearheaded this entire Trump case that she has worked on all these months since the years since the 2020 election. But right now, she is in the middle of a fight for hanging on to that case, essentially, because she has been accused of a personal relationship, a romantic relationship, you've heard it defined quite a few ways today, with Nathan Wade, who she hired as a special prosecutor, who it was established in the early part of the testimony we heard today, when Nathan Wade was on the stand, that started prior to his being hired. Then you've heard them going through all of these different vacations that were taken, trying to sort of figure out where the money chain goes and whether or not they were essentially funneling the money that he was making after she hired him for the job to fuel their vacations. She was very adamant. She got on the stand. She said people had been lying about the entire situation. So with that, let's bring in Matt Whitaker, former acting attorney general under President Trump. Matt, welcome back. This was stunning. I think most of us did not really expect Fani Willis to take the stand today. She came in with a head of steam. She was not happy. She said they were lying about her record, and she wanted to set it straight. How do you think she did?
Yeah, well, on the one hand, I think she's doing a fairly good job, trying to tell her side of the story, and fairly consistent with Mr. Wade and the paying of cash. The problem is, the judge, it looks like, is getting very frustrated. And I just noticed as they were breaking away that the counsel looks like going back to chambers because, the witness is not responding to the questions. And while the judge is in Fulton County and he's dealing with the Fulton County DA, and it's very sensitive for him, I'm certain, he needs the district attorney's office lawyers to control their witness and have her answer the question. So there's a lot, as a trial lawyer myself, I'm watching this and the gamesmanship go on, but you heard from Mr. Trump's lawyer who objected, Mr. Sadow, just then, and saying essentially, Judge, could you get this witness to answer the questions instead of going on these diatribes against the counsel for one of the defendants? It's very, very interesting, Martha.
It's fascinating to watch. And, there were times when it felt like the attorneys were not asking specific enough questions to sort of lead her through, which made me wonder if they were also caught off guard, Matt. It seemed as though they didn't think it was likely she was going to take the stand. It seemed as though they were also kind of shuffling through some questions to get through this with her as well. What did you think?
Well, so they had subpoenaed her, so she's technically their witness, but she's obviously adverse to their case. And so, while she's not hostile, and you saw that whole discussion about that, because if the witness is hostile or adverse, then you can ask, leading questions, yes, no questions. But the interesting thing is the way that DA Willis is trying to answer these questions, she's trying to leave an opening out, right? So she's not allowing anyone to pin her down. She wants very specific, which house, which transaction, which boat. I don't remember. It's just a very interesting witness. While at the same time, this is why TV is fascinating in the courtroom because, we're all judging her credibility and her mannerisms and her, posture and all those things that you can only do if you can see live TV.
Yeah, we're watching Judge McAfee, and we'll dip back in if he's making comments here as we wait to find out where all of this heads next, Matt. But, what about this money trail that goes back to federal dollars? Because, she's claiming, look, I had several jobs over the years. I get paid from, the state. I get paid. I was paid in private practice prior to this, and I like to keep my money in cash. Are they going to have a hard time drawing from point A to point B here?
Yeah, cash is very hard to follow. And if she, claims that she had this stash of cash at home that was 6 months worth of expenses, that could be in the tens of thousands of dollars. And, it's really going to be interesting. I mean, it makes actually Mr. Wade have a tax problem because that was undeclared income, I'm guessing. But that may be the least of the worries is what they're facing now with false filings in the court and the like.
Yeah, I should be clear. I think I said federal. It's state. This is a state prosecutor's situation that we're watching here. as we take a look at some of the video from this. Carrie Kupak is standing by. Matt, thank you. Please stay with us as we watch all of this unfold.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.